This Gruul Delirium deck by Koala just finished top 6 out of 100 at the Final Fantasy Is It Explosive Experimental event, and it's running a couple new cards, which is quite fun. Terra, Magical Adept, and Summon Brynhildir is how I'm pronouncing that. It is a 2-mana, 2/1 enchantment creature Saga Knight with Chain. Exile the top card of your library. During any turn, you put a lore counter on this card. You would play the card. That's pretty cool. So it replaces itself automatically. 2-mana, 2/1, exile a card. You can play that turn or for the next 2 turns. Then you get to the next turn. Phase 2 is Gestalt mode. When you next cast a creature spell this turn, it gains haste until end of turn. If by, some grace of God, you curve out into turn 2 Brynhildir and somehow have delirium already, which is almost impossible. Like, you'd have to hit a really good Seed of Hope on one. Like, this would be the instant, and then you have to get an artifact creature and then like a sorcery or something. You could, in theory, play the Flag Trap on 3. If you had delirium, it'd have 2+1 counters because it enters, gets that effect. It's now a 4/6, and it would have haste. You could then attack and make it a 6/8, right? On turn 3 in attack. That'd be pretty nasty. I don't think it's going to happen, but the haste is really cool. At any stage of the game, it's going to be nice. Everything benefits from it in the deck, except for the Wicker Folk, which already comes in with haste. And then, unfortunately, on phase 3, it actually sacks itself immediately, so you don't get that attack off, but you did replace it on phase 1. So it's a gold card, plus it's an enchantment creature, so it's an enchantment in the graveyard to fuel your delirium. So I'm excited to run this card. Seems pretty solid in any aggro deck. Draw a card, next thing comes in haste, like all of it seems very good. And the new card is Terra, Magical Adept. She is a 3-mana 4/2, which immediately mills 5 cards. So if you haven't hit Delirium by turn 3, it looks like this will probably get you there. You can put up to 1 enchantment card mill this way into your hand. You don't have to. If you do, there really aren't that many enchantments to hit. We have 3 copies of Summon Brynhildir, and what is the other enchantment? 4 copies of Fear Missing Out. So you could whiff. It's not a big deal. Worst case scenario, you set up for Delirium. You can, of course, flip her with Trance, 6 mana and tap to exile her, then return her to the battlefield as a 6/6 flying legendary enchantment creature, Saga Wizard. The artwork on this card is sick. Like, damn, that's pretty badass. Each of these first 3 phases, you create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary enchantment you control. It gains haste. You can manipulate the lore counter. So again, we don't have that many enchantments, but you could make a copy of Fear Missing Out, which is good. It has haste. Multiple combat steps is always powerful. Or a copy of the Brynhildir, chain, exile a card at the top of your library, play that. Either one is fine. So yeah, those are the 2 new cards. A classic issue with this deck, at least in best of 1, is that, man, there's not really a whole lot of removal. We only have 2 copies of the Beastie Beatdown in the main board and nothing else. But we're not going to do best of 1. We're going to do best of 3. So I think it's going to be a little bit more okay there. We do have Bushwhack as well, which can double as a fight spell. We're only running 20 land, so this could also double as, the 23rd land plus Seed of Hope. So we should, in general, be okay hitting land between 7 of these guys plus the 20 lands. And then sideboard, we got some Pick Your Poison, which is very flexible. Pick off a artifact, enchantment, or a flyer. Paw Patch Formation, pick off an enchantment or a flyer, or just cycle it. Filigree Silex, good against the token decks, like the Is It Steel Cutter. Lithomantic Barrage for the white and blue big creatures or planeswalkers, like an Oculus type thing. Obliterating Bolt, probably good against some mono black. Kills all the 4 toughness creatures and also exiles the 3 toughness zombie assassin creatures. Pyroclasm in case we face mono red type things. I don't know if I'd sub this in versus the Is It yet. Seems like you sweep the board and they just refill it next turn anyway. Outpace Oblivion is interesting. A 3-mana enchantment, start your engines, deal 5 damage to up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. 5 damage is an interesting amount. It doesn't kill all the 6/6 demons, and it's overkill for the 4 toughness stuff. It does kill Sheldred, so we'll see if this comes in. Sword of Once and Future, a 3-mana artifact. Equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and protection from blue and black. I don't know if we need protection from blue that much. Like, against anyone who has blue bounce spells, they can probably just bounce the sword itself instead of the underlying creature. But protection against all the go for the throats and cut downs and shoot the sheriffs and stuff could be good against black. A single Sunspine Lynx, for anyone running a complicated mana base, maybe some Zur type stuff, and a single Balustrade Worm. This one's interesting because you'd think in game 2, maybe they'll sub in some amount of Graveyard Hate to shut off Delirium, which makes this card worse because it probably just gets exiled out of the graveyard. So we'll see when we think. Maybe we just need a 4-mana 5/5 body or 5-mana 5/5 body to stabilize the board. Here we go. We're going into ranked standard, and yeah, I'm excited for this in best of 3. I think in best of 1, I've suffered in the past taking the Gruul Delirium decks right into best of 1. Without much removal, it just feels like you just are dead so much to mono red aggro and mice all the time. But I think in best of 3, it might be a little less painful. And obviously did okay at this event. Gaston, who I believe is the Bell villain, right? On the play is always a welcome sight. A single green. Whew. Okay, we are gonna mulligan. Man, these 20 land decks have been busting my ass lately. This is keepable. We can bushwhack into the second land. Which I think we have to do. We'll probably take the red. We might not be able to cast the Keen-Eye Curator for a little while. That might be the card that goes here. Turn 1 bushwhack. Get the red source? Probably have to get the red source. Just to guarantee we have it. If you get the green source, you can go Beastie and Seed of Hope. But I think it's too risky to do that. We could go Beastie here first, and then next turn, bushwhack, red source. I think we just want the red source here. Otherwise, next turn... Yeah, I don't know. Well, if we hit it anyway. Okay. I think we want to get the Beastie going. Hold a Seed of Hope. We are against Izzet here. Draycatcher. Lovely. If we leave both down there, we have Delirium. We can fear missing out and just bin that instead. Take the action. Okay, we have Delirium anyway now. All the fears you could want. Breakout isn't really going to get anything amazing. We could get a Beastie, a summon Brynhildir. The chance of whiffing is also non-trivial. Okay, let's give him a whack here. In terms of the discard, played land there. I mean, the multiple fear missing outs are really not that bad. I think we'll bin this guy. All right, we do the thing. Rage. Makes for a good Draycatcher attack. It's not so good for us. No blocks, they'll make a Drake either way. He's not 6 power. He's gross though. It is possible to hit 6 Delirium with this deck. We have land, creature, artifact, enchantment, instant sorcery. So without the Planeswalker, we still can hit 6. Which is useful for some cards. Okay. Fear missing out, ditch the next fear. Play the Werewolf here, I think. They're really holding priority here as if they're going to catch us by surprise with the Drake, but they're not. They can just cast it now if they want to. I think I will keep the 4/3 haste. All right. Okay, they finally make the Drake. I think we're pretty happy to make moves here. We'll see if they want to try to kill the Wickerfolk. We'll still untap this one. Single block. Double block. Trade. Okay. Fortunately, we have no removal for the Draycatcher, and it probably attacks uncontested. Tons of prowess on top of it, make another Drake, and it just has an infinite series of blockers for us. Blocking isn't even super great here. against the trample. Think you leave it alone? Only 2 damage. They only get 1 Drake out of this. Do nothing. That's an interesting one for sure. Yeah? Feels like Violent Urge is gonna fall to, I feel like they want to cast something here. Feels like it's just gonna get bounced out from underneath, right? Okay. That's fine. We can't save that one. We can try this. It does not feel like it's going to go that well. First strike. Double strike. Okay. Hand is all land? What the hell? Okay. Artifact hate. Worm is never bad. Silex is here for a reason. We'll be on the draw. The bolt isn't bad. I mean, that Drake Hatcher is an issue if they happen to have it. Okay, I don't think we really need the Violent Urge stuff as much on the draw. I think we mostly just need to survive. Beastie Beatdown. It's probably not necessary. Okay. Yeah, I think this is fine. Weird game 1. Their hand must have just been 3 lands, right? Like, what are they even doing there? Super weird. I really thought they would, Okay, man. The Bushwhack to get a land is not very good. I'm not gonna throw it away. I think we Bushwhack on 1 unless you really want to hit Delirium, but we might just hit it off Terra anyway. So I think we'll save it as a way to potentially fight something. Cool, it's a different 1-drop we can play. Like that. It's not a Steel Cutter. Not everyone runs the Swift Spear these days. Question is, can we attempt to defend with the Wickerfolk, or should we just attack? Sure. That's fine with me. I think we'll take the value here. Breakout. Are we going to hit anyone better than the Wickerfolk? We could definitely hit a Fear Missing Out, which I think would be better here. A 3-3, yeah, it's not bad. Do we even attempt to defend? I think we'll try. Could at least try to block the 1/1. Let's hope the last card isn't Rage. That's the worst case scenario. Looks like it could be a bounce here. Torch. Alright, full aggro mode. Not like we can do anything different. Swing for 8, uncontested. Ow. Could Wicker Folk fight instead of Terra? Terra's more efficient for sure. We'd only fight a 1/1. But it might be the best play here. Just do something to slow them down. Try to block again. Alright, it's that card. Whew. One to the bottom. Okay, take 5. That is playable here. Take the enchantment back, ready to have delirium. Okay, we have 2 blockers versus Izzet. They still have 3 cards in hand. They've not slowed down at all. Vivi showing up. Double spell. They do run the Ghost Vacuum. We drop to 4 off the trigger. Let's see how aggro they get. Probably just go for it with Vivi, right? Yeah, just go for it, I think. Eat you, and yeah, alright. Drop to 2 versus Vivi. 0 cards in hand. Terra can get an enchantment, but it's just Brynhildir. What's the other enchantment? Oh, another Fear missing out. It's likely whiff here. Just okay. I mean, we need an Act of God here to survive this. They're figuring out their Ghost Vacuum deal. They might be able to shut off delirium. Let's see. Didn't see an enchantment down there. I don't think you can attack here. We have to win somehow, but geez. Goodbye. Okay. Like, you could fake the attack and get in for 3, but then if they have any double spell, we just lose. I mean, we're gonna lose off the double spell anyway, right? They hit a land. They equip the trample. It's a 2/5 VV. Ghost Vacuum can almost make a bunch of attackers too. So we actually need to enter both the Steel Cutter and the Vacuum. Maybe even the Vacuum first, to be honest. Okay. Well, we have 2 blockers. I think we assume they whiff at this point. We don't really have a good way to attack through the freaking VV though. eat it all. Interesting. I mean, I think we're just hoping they whiff at this point. Like if they go opt anything, we just lose. For the most part. If they go opt anything, yeah, they just VV double trigger. So we do have to get them from 12 to 0, kind of this next turn. If they have anything here, we just lose. But they must not, otherwise they just do it, right? Maybe they have another torch in hand, it feels like. Torch onto you. Okay. Dead. 3/6 trample. They attack, we actually have lethal. Block with the beastie, and then attack with everyone, and then we have enough mana to level up the curator through the ghost vacuum. So they can respond with their own ghost vacuum here, which is fine. They have to get back an instant or sorcery. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. We'll take a torch. They can respond with their own ghost vacuum. Looks like they don't. That was an instant. We'll go ahead and take a enchantment here. Okay, so this is 7. They block here 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think we just have lethal, right? They actually had enough mana to do the ghost vacuum thing. Yeah, it looks like we're actually going to walk away with this match, which is super weird. Alright, so we have instant and enchantment. Let's go ahead and take a creature. We have plenty of mana. In response, I can take that creature, but then we just take something out of our own. We're good to go. Yep, that's fine. We can actually take it again, which is funny, I guess. I don't know what happens. It's fine. Yeah, that's game. Swing for 13. Surprising victory against the Izzet deck. Man, it's a little bit harder to sideboard against that deck, because if you knew they were running 4 Swift Spears and like whatever the... If you knew they were running 4 Swift Spears, you might put in Pyroclasm game too. I'm just a little hesitant to do that against Steel Cutter. It doesn't feel like it does enough. It also doesn't kill the VV, doesn't kill the Drakecatcher 1/3. But we didn't know a whole lot about their deck from the first game. I also wonder if they had VV in the sideboard. Like, against our deck in particular. If there aren't ways to kill a 3 toughness creature, I think VV is a decent card. But if it just dies, immediately to cut down or get lost or whatever, I think it's less good. Susan. Nice. On the play. 1 lander. Again, Bushwhack is fine. Maybe let's try Beastie this time. Turn 1 Beastie, turn 2 Bushwhack into green or red. Maybe we'll hit the red source like we did last time. And then we could go Bushwhack into green and Beastie again. No. I think we still need to do red here. I think it's kind of too much to not do that. Man. Against black, the 3/3 is really not that bad, though. It doesn't die to cut down. So if you use big removal spells on our 1-drops, we have 1 more play. I don't know. Red also lets you cast the Brynhildir, which exile a card, which gives you one more chance to hit the next land. It's Golgari. There's a green source. It's a creature. We hit delirium here. We bushwhack right into the freaking red source. Damn. Okay, we cannot save that, even with Violent Urge. +1/+0. That's okay. Still have Delirium. Get this guy down. Top card is another land. Unholy Annex. Let's see if we can just crush them with Violent Urge this turn, right? We're about to have a huge turn here. That would have been nice. Alright, get our exile card back. And you come in with haste. And then I think we just Violent Urge. Can we Beastie? No, we have to have a target for it. Okay. It's a whole lot of pressure here. Opponent drops to 2. If they don't have a demon, they just die off the Annex. And if they do have a demon, we just fight it. If they tap out for like a 4-drop demon. 2/+1 counters. Actually isn't enough. That's a lot of pressure. That is a lot of pressure right there. Alright, mono black it is. Bolt is good. Oblivion could be good. Like, we might need to pick off some big things. Artifact, enchantment. Creature of flying actually seems relevant. Enchantment creature with flying seems kind of relevant. This guy is also not bad. This is the anti-black card. Okay. We'll be on the draw. All the pump spells just seem done as good against all the mono black removal stuff, right? 4 more cards to cut. Beastie Beatdown. I mean, we can't kill that many 6/6s with this. A lot of stuff doesn't actually pass the test. I feel like, especially against removal, yeah, I think you don't want the fight spells or bite spells. 2 more cards to cut. Maybe Breakout? Maybe we cut some Breakouts here? How many sorcery? Is that our only sorcery? No, we gotta pick the poison now. And we had the bushwhack. Okay. Cool. Let's try this. I think you want none of the pump spells and none of the targeted fight spells against infinite mono black removal. And let's hope the flying enchantment stuff actually finds targets. It might not match up perfectly. Okay, bushwhack and red looks good. Pop patch formation, ready to go for the Annex or a giant flyer. Definitely red here. What if we play probably dies? So let's just give him the Wicker Folk to eat, I think. Yeah, it's okay. Try to keep the fear for later. There's the Annex. I think we have to just immediately pick off the enchantment here. I don't think you can screw around with that too much. I think it just has to get done. You just can't give him the free draw every turn. A Beseech the Mirror deck. A Golgari Beseech the Mirror into Graveyard Hate. Okay. Alright. Well, that's honestly survivable. I mean, we still currently have delirium. Fast lane can go. I think we'll just hit him here. Down to 14. Interesting. Beseech into Leyline of the Void. Frillback can destroy an enchantment and also exile our graveyard. So there goes the rest of delirium. I guess the worm... I don't know if we put the worm in or not, but the worm probably doesn't need to come in for the next game. What do they have in their graveyard? Sorcery enchantment. Enchantment. That's interesting. Could probably save it one more turn. The fly trap just doesn't do anything with that delirium. Technically, if they kill it before we get the counter, we actually cannot cast this thing. So maybe we're just going to cast it now. And then we'll pick up haste if the Brynhildr survives. Opponent down to 10. Engine is up. We can deal 2 damage at the end of this. Doesn't have max speed. Oh! Oh! I don't know if we can beat that. Block this. Take 4. 5, 6. We can get him to 3. Sack every permanent. Jesus. Okay. Mill 5 is going to do nothing. But it is a 4-2. Comes with haste. Creature, sorcery, enchantment. We need one more thing. We actually do get it back. It's interesting. I didn't realize that. That many permanents. Sack 4 permanents. Go to 1 land. No, I don't think it's time yet. Our life doesn't get much better from here, though. Don't see sacking 4 permanents as the way out. Okay, so they're really Golgari fight, kind of, with Beseech the Mirror. I actually don't know what they are. Okay, you get sacked. I said exile, you gain 2 life. Okay, let's just exile it instead. That's interesting. Creature, sorcery, enchantment still. With enough lands, we could use Terra to copy the Oblivion, actually. So that's the play we have to move towards. We actually bin the Flytrap and play the land. Hope they forget about that. Bushwhack. I mean, we need Terra to survive one more turn here. Don't think fight spell's where we want to go. Okay, let's hope they whiff on a removal spell for Terra. I think one of the fears can go. It's an instant. Sack another one? Okay, sack the fear missing out. They have 1 card left in hand. Exiled. creature. Enchantment. Instant. And a sorcery down there too. So we can get 7 with trample. They didn't make a spirit. So we copy Oblivion. We kill the thing. Attack for 3. We sack. We sack 5 permanents. We have no land left. If we do the curator thing, attack for 7, block lose 7 permanents. I think we Terra flip. Non-legendary enchantment you control. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you don't have lethal otherwise. Alright, here we go. Let's give it a go. Tail swipe in response? Okay. Alright. I think we're going lands here still. We could hit another Terra. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If we attack, we sack the rest of our permanents. We could hit another Terra and try again. We can also find lethal. I think we go no attacks here. Jeez. The instant speed tail swipe is not something I was looking forward to. That's not great. Damn, we were actually so close to getting out of this. Oh, they attack. That's bold, I think. I don't think you really need to do that. Well, we can actually... God, fighting the Death Touch creature is not good. None of the fight spells are good here. Yeah, this is not great. The Obliterator is a pretty hard counter to any Gruul deck. And we had our one way out to deal 5 damage to it, and it got swiped out from underneath us. What do we need? I think sorcery's left. Enchantment, instant creature. Yeah, I'll take the sorcery. So we have a 7/7 trample. We could hit the first strike, honestly. What we could hit? We could hit a... Oh, I think we took that out. Yeah, that's fair. Do we blow the Bushwhack just to thin the deck? I don't think so yet. We might still need to fight something random. This is probably a loss at this point. Again, we could hit Terra again and try again to copy Oblivion. Kill the Obliterator, and we still have to get through Sheldred, but... Beseech sack you. Okay. This is looking pretty nasty. Get another Obliterator, maybe? I don't know. Another tail swipe. Sack 7 permanents. Okay. Alright, well, that's not so good. Sure. Well, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we're sacking this. Deal 2 damage to each player. It doesn't matter. We actually don't really want to do that to ourselves either. Alright. I think we'll probably scoop there. Okay. I mean, it's a pretty good counter to our deck. I think we're good to scoop after that. I don't think we need to see the rest of this. I think we're good. I think we're good. Alright. Okay, so they have the Phyrexian Obliterator, and they can Beseech to fetch it. Jeez. We'll be on the play, though, so we might just actually go full aggro here on the play. Like, they're actually a little bit gimmicky. don't know if you're useful or not. Oblivion is good still, but I think on the play we actually forget all this and we just try to curve out and just kill him quick. I didn't see really any obliterating bolt targets. Oblivion at least can kill a Sheldra, which I think is worth keeping around. This is a little bit slow. It doesn't even deal with protection. It doesn't even deal with the obliterator. It's just a little slow for playing just to curve out, right? If we're really just trying to curve out, even the worm is expensive for curving out. And they're gonna have graveyard hate, so it might not be that good. What else came into this deck? Oh, the Oblivion came in. Okay. Maybe one beatdown comes out. Alright. Yeah, we're just going to try to curve out and win this game on the play. They don't actually have infinite mono black removal. They have fight spells. So, we'll see. On the play. Alright. It's definitely a game here. I think we are bushwhacking into the third land. Turn one. Alright. So no delirium for the rest of the game. That's tough. I think we're still doing this. Technically, the second red helps us here for now. Okay. Okay, I mean, opening hand leyline's tough. It's a good draw for us in general. I guess we could have kept the enchantment and artifact hate for this. That's not really how I thought this was going to go. Yeah, that could have been a mistake on my part. I was thinking we would just ignore the annex, but actually it's pretty devastating. Technically, the Curator could come in with haste next turn. Still, we don't know about that. Board is wide. So they go 4-drop, turn 4 Obliterator. Land. Another leyline. Oh my god, we might actually get there here. I guess there's no point in doing this. Next card gets haste. Damn, we're actually pushing serious damage here. Okay, forget what I did. Plan was perfect. Oh my gosh, alright. Okay. And then, everyone except the Beastie gets in there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One short. Doesn't matter where we put it. Man, it looks like we actually come away with game 3 here. Unless they have a big sweeper. Even Gix's command doesn't do it. Two mana open? I don't think it does it. Alright, reflection time. Was that the right call? We took out all of the enchantment hate and just were planning to curve out on the play, and I happened to have the opening hand Leyline of the Void, and if we had kept the enchantment hate, we could have taken turns off to answer it, but they just fell flat, and we just curved out with random creatures and got there. If I were to go back and do it again? Man. I hate this bug. I don't know. You know, the problem is, if they played the Obliterator, our only out was to be fast. And even if we put in all of the enchantment hate, we're never going to be able to kill the Obliterator. So maybe if you run it back, you do the exact same thing again. Under the assumption that if they play the Obliterator, you basically auto-lose. And so you have to win before it comes down. And so maybe with that knowledge, you actually do rerun the same game plan again. Just forget the enchantment hate and just try to curve out. Because if you spend your time killing the enchantments to get delirium, there's really no delirium outcome that beats the Obliterator, unless you have lethal. You have to have lethal that turn. So maybe it's actually okay. Let me know in the comments if you would have tried to continue to keep the enchantment hate in there. Not just for the annex, but for all the graveyard, artifact and enchantment removal. But the Obliterator is our Achilles heel, right? Almost nothing we can do against that in this deck. Whew. Toyo Quisk. Rank 28 Mythic. Pretty high up there. This guy is playing a lot of Magic per day, is my guess. On the draw. Looks okay. Mana's good. It's blue. Surveillance, really nice. Nice enough. Breakout. We'll probably keep that. It gets into the graveyard easy enough. Anyway. Okay. I think we go Fear here. Ditch a land. Into Breakout next turn. Okay. Alright, well, they're taking turn 3 off. I think it's Breakout plus Beastie here. Unless we hit a crazy... Yeah, we're not going to have a crazy Delirium turn. Okay. Has haste, yeah. Oh, we can take the Terror to the hand. Beastie with haste is useless, but is generically good. It's probably still better just take the card onto the battlefield, even without the ability to attack. But very possibly hit Delirium this next turn, have a huge attack force. Could very well hit the double strike off the Urge with the double combat step. Let's see how hard they tap out here. VV. Talents. They do tap out. So double strike, but not trample yet. Okay. I think it's Breakout plus Violent Urge here, basically. I mean, we need to put on a serious amount of pressure, or BB's going to annihilate us next turn. It's a 4-3. Sure. And it has trample, so it's a great wielder of the double strike. It's a lot of damage. It's a non-trivial amount of damage. Alright. Go to game 2 versus 28 Mythic Izzet. We saw VV and just, you know, we don't know the full extent of what they're running. Artifact hate. Silex. Probably. I don't know that we run Obliterating Bolt versus them. It is the VV answer, but in theory they go harder into VV here because we shouldn't have that many answers to it. But there aren't going to be that many copies in the deck total, potentially. Flying enchantment. All right. We'll be on the draw. Obviously, the Violent Urge was really disgusting. But who's coming out to support this? Like we can keep one in there, but I feel like we're gonna just need to interact on the draw. Okay. All right, a nice game one against Is It. See if game two is as smooth. Probably not. On the draw. Hand looks good. Very nice. No complaints. Turn one, do nothing. Get the beastie down. Turn one, opt. One to the top. All right. It's a game. Take the action. Okay, I don't know that we need to Seed of Hope here. I think we actually just curate. We can get Terra on 3, which will hopefully just get the beastie going. So I think we'll develop the battlefield instead. Vivi's showing up again, turn 3. All right, we'll see if we auto lose. Okay. Yeah, it's got to be Terra, I think. Currently, artifact, creature, sorcery, inland. So we can safely return this. 6. If we leave it down there, we have the fly trap next turn, which would double the amount of counters on something. That's the plus side of leaving it down there. We might actually need that damage. But nobody has tramp. Double the number of +1 counters. I think I'm going to take the card here. No blocks. Drop to 14. All right, let's see if they go rage, spell, stock up. More bullshit. I mean, we could main deck our like 2 ways to kill a 3-drop creature. But we don't have infinite ways to deal with it. Okay, they now have a 2/5, which is tough for us to deal with. And if they cast one more spell, it gets 6 toughness. And then even if we sideboard it in the other cards, it's already out of range. So we have 1 window to kill this thing. Alright, 3/6, all our cards are dead. They can make 3 more mana. Attack us down to 13. They can only do it on their turn, right? Only during your turn. Okay, so this is our chance to do something with our life here. Could get lucky and Seed of Hope into a land. Into a fly trap. No, I'll still take it. I think we're continuing to push. We can at least chump block with the beastie. Actually, we cannot. It loses all abilities. Actually, cannot block at all. They could still whiff. Bounce these back. All right. Okay. Whew. All right. The uncontested VV. Yeah, I mean, we could sideboard in the bolt and the and the beatdown, and also the 5 damage spell, whatever that one is, Outpace Oblivion. If they're truly just a VV, they could be a 4 VV combo deck. You just don't know. And then do you still run all the Steel Cutter hate? You have to. So you need all the Steel Cutter hate plus the big removal spells. Yeah, I think that's about game there. Swing for 7, plus anything else. Probably can just find lethal this turn. This town bounces. The good news is they're confident enough to just tap out on 3. So, I mean, they are not anticipating removal, I think. Or at least they're willing to risk it. Okay, bounce again. Go up to 8. One more spell here does it, which they have. Torch Tower. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we will sub in Answers for Vivi. Go to game 3. We don't have that many, but we'll put them in. Or we can just do on the play stuff. That's the other thing we can just do. Man, how much instant speed removal do they have? Torch. That's the other thing we can just do. We can just go on the play. Like, we do have some really explosive abilities here. Maybe that's actually the way. Yeah. Just outrace them. He doesn't have flying, too bad. We could just race them. One Bolt, one Oblivion, one Rage, 3 Urges. Just race. No, pick your poison. Can't do it all. You gotta pick. All right, last game of the day. 1 lander, no fixing. Have to mulligan this one, I think. Only red. Yeah. 1 lander, surveil land into the beastie. Could surveil into the second land. Or you can multi 5. We do have a nasty curve with this deck. Only 20 land. Terra's a good turn 3 play if we can get it. We don't know if we can cast the Curator. We don't know if we're going to hit our 3rd land or not. You probably put back a 3 drop here. So I guess it's the Fly Trap. We need a land in the next 2 turns. That's not a land. It's a freaking land, dude. Never didn't have it. Can probably try to hit one more land off the Brynhild here. Okay. No, but we can cast you next turn unless they kill this thing now. Ability gone, which means we get no lore counter, which means we can't cast the next thing. I think we'll push again for another land here. There it is. We're on the move. No attacks with our 0-2. Let's tap out to stock up. Alright, this is our big turn. We could turn on Delirium with Terra. Comes with haste off the Brynhild here, which is not bad either. Take the action. Another land is good. Yeah, I think we're going for this here. Whiff. Attack except for you. Turn on Delirium. Opponent drops to 11. We're on the play. We have a hasty Wickerfolk and a Curator, which also would come in with haste. This is their big turn. They opt. They get 1 extra mana here. 1 to the bottom. They have a removal spell. Now's the time. A torch or something. Kill the Terra. Only during their turn. Yeah, it's a Ghost Vacuum. Can they shut off Delirium for us? Instant land. They take the artifact creature. We have instant land and sorcery. There's a creature, though. We sack you, unfortunately. Next creature comes in with haste. We have enchantment creature, artifact creature, enchantment creature, instant land. Yeah, so we're fine on Delirium. Bushwhack could have someone fight. Are we just going to win this turn, though? If they block here, they still take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Drop to 2. Or we can try to kill Vivi. If we kill Vivi, we could still win here. So maybe we fight after combat? You're coming in with haste. And they want to block Terra, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Drop to 1. Do they just win next turn? With infinite mana? I think we're going to fight Vivi here instead. Alright, let's do it. They don't have to block, actually. 4, 5, 10. No, they have to block. They don't know that we don't have anything here. We totally have Monstrous Rage or something. This thing is lethal regardless. Damn, they actually don't fucking block here. Fuck. I didn't really expect that. They dropped to 1 anyway. Okay. Means we cannot fight this thing. Which means we're playing this out. But if we played the Wickerfolk beforehand, they would have blocked the Adept. And they'd still be at 1. So they'd be in the same exact place either way. Okay, so we're at 18. Let's see if they can just annihilate our board. And, okay, we still have Delirium here. Alright, spell number 1. Down to 17, up to a 3/6. Manual tap on red. Torch the tower for 2 damage. Down to 16, VV up to a 4/7. 2 mana left open. 6 total off the VV. I was hoping they would block there. I think that would have been the right play if we could kill it, because obviously now they get to do whatever the hell they're going to do. Is this like a Pyroclasm? What are they doing? They're setting up for what? Oh, they want to shut off Delirium and get it back down to a... Do they have another Ghost Vacuum? To shrink the Wickerfolk? It's already tapped. They bounce the Ghost Vacuum, replay it, and shrink the Wickerfolk down to a 3/2, then it dies. Okay. No steel cutters this whole match, by the way. Not a single steel cutter. Make 5 mana for free, down to 14. They have a 6/9. They're still at 1. Can they shut off Delirium? Yeah. We have a Curator left, which could be a 7/7 trample. The stock up. 1 blue left open. Down to 13. VV up to 7/10. talent. Okay. And they don't attack. But that's lethal. We fight the 1/1. Oh, we don't have haste. Can we get haste with sorcery? No. Fuck. Shit, we're so fucking close. Oh no, it has haste. Yeah, it has haste, but not trample. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, we just fight the 1/1. Whew. Fight. Has haste, even with that delirium. Whew. All right. Undefeated on the day. Wow. Up to 130 mythic. Definitely plenty of misplays there, but that's what it is. Over the course of the day. I feel like earlier I made some more misplays. This deck is way more fun in best of 3, like I said. Before I started playing best of 3, I would port this deck into best of 1 and try to make it work, and it's just so tough without removal. And you put in all the removal, and then you lose the push power of the Violent Urge and the Rage. And these cards really do a whole lot, especially with the Fear Missing Out. They're really quite good. Terra's sweet. I mean, she basically auto sets you up for Delirium on turn 3, which I really like. I always like the Flight Trap. I'm glad it made it into the deck. There's no Planeswalker, there's no Random Realm Breaker. I hate the sideboard bug. It was interesting sideboarding decisions. Felt like a lot of the time in game 3, I was like, all right, screw the key interactive pieces and just try to curve out on the play with Urge and Rage. And it managed to work 2 times in a row. Who's to say if that's optimal or not, but I think it makes sense. Man, it feels like if we take the time to fight their stuff, we just don't do our plan as well, and we just execute on our plan and go, hasty, overstated creatures with Rage and Violent Urge and double combat steps. It works out okay. So, that'll be it for the video today. Yeah, it was a dicey one. As always, if you enjoyed it, you can leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.